big of a room, but yeah, I think I missed the whole jambalaya contest. I looked around, it was done, gone, everybody was giving out awards. So again, it went great though. Again, as planned, we grew it again like we wanted to, for the better. If you rode down there, if you rode halfway down Lake Road, you would have seen the new stage. We went bigger and better, staging, kind of rearranged the parking lot to accommodate more people, accommodate a better flow, I think, for parking as well. I know we had some issues last year with just parking getting kind of overran down the road, causing traffic, so it helped us a lot too. But again, just kind of a rundown. Again, we did have a record GAR again this year, 195.6 pounds. That was a rodeo record they brought in, so that was a big milestone for us. Fundraising, we did do it well again. We did have, I think, about $7,000 of sponsor money we did not collect. That was not paid, but again, that's just, it is what it is. I just, as a Christian, you think those people, they need that money more than us. I'm not going to run them down for it or bring them to court for it. Just don't, it's not worth it to me. So we're lucky to get what we got. We were able to, again, put $5,000 towards the transportation fund at the St. Annie Parish Cancer Center right here in 21. We also have a $1,000 donation we're going to make to the town tonight for the Christmas lights as promised as well. We also got with Iris with the Friends of the Graveyard. We'll be making a decent donation to them too. She's going to get us a new number. She wanted a few different things. Once she gets the numbers, she wanted some plaques to put around the graveyard. I know the original price she got was kind of way over what she wanted. She went back to kind of, I think, get something new. I think she comes back later this week. We're going to talk plaques and other little things she needs just to again continue beautification. And we've supported them in the past, and we do want to support a lot of local things like that too. Another thing different this year, we did on that cancer front. We did help a few individuals we reached out to in the community as well that had some just financially try to help a few different people out we knew in the community. So again, that was something we did. We kind of took pride in that, and that's something we for a few years wanted to kind of move towards, kind of on that individual scale. We also helped, speaking of statewide festivals and stuff, the city of West Monroe reached out several months ago. They wanted to do a GAR rodeo as well. Their council wanted to put on. I kind of helped them consult a little bit on how to do that, and they did have theirs, I think, a few weeks after ours, and they had a great success. I think they caught they have them bigger up there towards north, but they had a 207 pound, I think they caught in their first year doing it. So it was a very successful. I talked to one of the council ladies up there, and it was a very successful event for them as well. So that's just on the forefront. She was here last year for the rodeo for her son. Loved it, thought it was a good idea, brought it back to their council, and they did one too. So
it's actually the mayor.
Was that the mayor?
The mayor.
Okay.
Her daughter lives in Mandeville.
Okay.
And
great.
She was visiting, and I met with her over at the Beta Roasting and for last year.
Yeah.
She told me they wanted to do one, so
yeah.
I didn't know that they had followed through with it.
Yeah. I was working one day. She called me, and we probably talked an hour.
Yeah.
We went through everything, and she called me a few times. We kind of gave my rundown and said, it's your event. Feel it out. Do how you want to do it. This is things I found in the past that worked, that didn't work. But again, they were really excited about it. So I'm glad it was successful for them. So,
yeah.
But again, that's just kind of a little rundown. Again, I want to just come up here and say thank you, give the donation we promised. Again, it's just a small thing. If there's anything else the town needs, again, we ask every year. Let us know. Again, if there's any kind of need, I think the graveyard, again, that's another one. We do want to help the beautification process there, and anything else in the future, just stay in touch. We'll look forward to next year.
Let me just say that certainly your efforts are obvious. The GAR rodeo has continued to improve. It's gotten bigger, and certainly with the addition of the stage and the bands, the crowds were really great this year as they were last year, and so I just commend you for since you've taken over, what you've actually done and what you've been able to do with the rodeo.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Casey, I want to reflect a little bit what the mayor just said. I volunteer, You know I fish it every time. My grandson and his buddies are fishing it now. But I just want to thank you, your family, and your volunteers, because I see how hard every one of y'all work and put into putting on the car rodeo. And we're looking forward to coming back again.
Thank you. All right.
Casey, I just want to say thanks as well. You and I have spoken personally about this, but I think it's important to acknowledge that being a volunteer and organizing stuff like this is a mostly thankless job.
Yeah.
And there's always criticism that comes your way, and many people don't realize that you're doing it just all out of the goodness of your heart. So I appreciate you doing that for the community. It's a great event. So thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you again for the donation.
No problem.
Anyone else here to speak with the council?
Okay. Stacy Domain, 103 Renee. First of all, I wanted to say, excuse me, I had to go speak to Jim because I have some ideas that I want to present to him after the wooden boat, and I would like Mayor Pilat and the council to be present when I do present the ideas for money-making. Now, the reason that I'm here tonight is about the oak tree. The oak tree, let me backtrack a minute. At the last meeting, I heard about planting the tree. Well, if you're going to talk to somebody who has planted a live oak tree, you better go back to Mother Nature and her friend, the wild animals, when this was still Coquelia. Because in order to be a member of the Live Oak Society, you have to be a certain size tree, which takes a very, very long time to develop. And all of the damage on my tree that I have complained about is on the street side, not my side. All of the roots that were cut, all of the branches that have been ripped off have been done so on the street side. And a licensed arborist should be there, and a certified tree service, and the town should be held responsible for the damage that has occurred since this was a registered oak tree since 1996. And it's wrong for what I have to go through.
Thank you. Is anyone else here to speak? No one. We move into old business. Old business, actually everything would be covered by Kyle, so I'll just ask you to take it in order. On the agenda, Kyle, first thing being the sewer system rehabilitation improvements.
All right, on the sewer system, they have a few more, they call them top hats to blow in, not many of those. I reached out to the sub today who has to make the asphalt repair at St. Francis in Maine, the crossing on Pine, and one other spot. He's supposed to have those done before the boat fest for me, so I hope so. Cross my fingers he comes back. After that, there was some money left in the $2 million that we received, so we're reaching back out to see if we can go back and smoke test the entire sewer system to, one, make sure we didn't miss anything, two, to check their work to see if everything's tight. In this past high water event, for the most part, the sewer system did fine. It did start coming up, and Tony actually went around and trying to see what was coming in, and we found that it was from Yankee Street south. So we know there's still something open that Tidewater was getting into. So we got a place that we can start. Besides the smoke test, we're going to focus down there, trying to figure out what can be left. Besides that, that's about it on the sewer system.
Is that spot on Main where the newer house is that all finished? Where Megan lives? Row. there was it's the drainage spot, I think.
Yes.
talking about by Pat's house.
That was drainage.
That's Cat's
Yes,
house,
that's-
sorry.
That's all finished. It sat there for a couple of weeks as we were waiting on concrete somewhere else because they charge you so much to bring concrete. So we saved it till we had another spot to pour. So that's done.
Okay.
I think he actually removed the cones yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just curious if they were gonna come back again or not, but I know it was a
Everything-
challenge.
Everything's, yeah, that was a fight for sure.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so one of the issues with the sewer system was that when we had water coming up into town, it was going into the sewer system. And this $2 million project was supposed to correct that.
Correct.
Okay. And you've isolated it to somewhere south of Yankee, which is a pretty small area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Has that area already been certified by the engineers as the work has been completed? And
Nothing's closed out. They did do some repairs, but what we're thinking is something that is above ground, like some customer cleanouts or something. That's what the smoke testing is gonna find. Because it was just like somebody opened up a pipe and the water was coming in as fast as,
If there's a clean out in someone's yard, and
the
they,
camera wouldn't have found it. But we'll find it when we throw smoke in it, we'll find them for sure.
So is the fix for that to have, my cleanout's pretty high, actually. It's above
No, as long as
highest
there's
water.
a cap on it, what people do is take the cap off to drain their yards. They don't get, or they hit them with a lawnmower and they don't get put back on. So it's,
There's no requirement to elevate that in that area, okay.
no,
no
People
other
intentionally
questions?
take the cap off to drain their yard? I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, it shouldn't
no,
have.
it's,
We don't wanna say
Let's not
that out
promote, let's not
loud.
promote that on TV tonight. It should not, yeah, that is not something that we want to say is legal.
Oh, okay.
that is not.
I didn't know that was a thing.
do not do it.
Okay, let's move on to the town park improvements.
Town Park, I actually have from Mr. Joe, a substantial completion for y'all to sign. It is substantially complete. That way they can file their clear lien in the courthouse, and they'll have 45 days to, they got a couple little punch list things.
I know you had a punch list with them, you've reviewed most everything.
99.9% is finished, yeah.
And the engineer is asking for the
Yes,
substantial
electrical
completion.
engineer and
So
beyond.
we would need a motion for substantial completion.
Motion?
Motion by Councilwoman Faison, second by Councilman Addix. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Can I go into something on here since it's for the park?
sure, yeah.
There is, I think we had mentioned, I don't know if it's last meeting, you might have brought it up, that there's some money, we're trying to,
Who's at a committee meeting
yeah, we're
2
trying
months ago?
to,
With the fencing?
with the fencing and the
Bathroom.
corner bathroom, the old pavilion, and the storage shed. So we did reach out to her. She has, originally she said we had to have it by whatever that date was. Now she gave us an extension. And with the federal furloughing or whatever's going on right now, that's probably being affected as well. So we got a little time on that. We thought it was going to be like by the end of this month we had to know, but now she's extended it into next year. So.
That's why we were hesitant about
Right.
being able to qualify,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Anything on the park?
Any questions on the park? When will we be opening up the tennis courts? Will it be after this?
Probably after this.
So tomorrow?
We've been waiting on courts just to sign one paper and release it to us, so I'm sure after tomorrow.
After the substantial completion set?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you would, please let us know so we can put it on the website.
All right.
Deidre, just stay on top of that, please.
Oh, it won't definitely be after tomorrow, probably.
Once we
Yeah.
sign this thing,
Once we
it's
get
ours. They were worried about people
Yes, yeah.
doing stuff to
They
it.
were waiting on the substantial completion being accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, move on to Water Street.
Water Street sidewalk, we had given courts with the original deadline, we give them, of course, to go ahead to start. And then BIA reached out to me on another job they're doing with the same USDA, saying that they received an email that they're furloughed at home, don't expect a response from us, no emails, no phone calls. So we sent an email just to see what we would get, and we got the same thing back. So the mayor and I reached out to Senator Wheat. His secretary called me back, reaching out to Steve Scalise's office. We haven't heard back, so we're kind of shutting it down because we're scared they're not going to reimburse us. If we start something, they might not approve it, so that job's kind of on standstill as well. So,
That's good. I hope it's on a standstill through next weekend.
oh, it'll be for sure, no, for sure. So that's where we are on that one.
Okay, any questions there? Thank you very much.
On the next one too, I think.
No, you're not. No, you're not next. We got to go into new business.
That's that,
Are you,
the loan fund, am I doing that one too?
No, well, we'll go into new business, and the new business, Ms. Boudreaux, would you please read the resolution?
Louisiana Drinking Water Revolving Fund Loan. Whereas the town of Madisonville is in need of improvements to its water system, whose PWID number is LA1103022. Whereas loans for this project may be available through the Drinking Water Revolving Loan Fund program operated by the Louisiana Department of Health Office of Public Health, and whereas Lidacor, a nonprofit organization, was established in October 2022 as a collaborative partnership between the Louisiana Municipal Association and the Police Jury Association of Louisiana to advance three key goals: equip political subdivisions located in rural and economically distressed areas with the tools and resources they need to identify, apply for, and administer federal grants funded through the Infrastructure Investment and Job Acts. Minimize barriers for political subdivisions to access federal resources by assisting them with meeting local cost share requirements of federal government programs funded through IIJA, and acquire federal grant funds through IIJA to construct, improve, or repair public infrastructure in rural and economically distressed communities throughout Louisiana. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Madisonville Town Council that Section 1, Mayor Jean Pilot is hereby authorized to submit a loan application Form 100A and accompanying documents to the Department of Health on behalf of the town of Madisonville for the purpose of placing this project on the comprehensive priority list for funding through the Drinking Water Revolving Loan Fund program. And 2, Mayor Jean Pilot is further authorized to furnish such additional information as may reasonably be required in connection with the loan application. And Mayor Jean Pilot is hereby designated as the official project representative and is hereby given signature authority for all relative documents for the town of Madisonville for any project that may result from the submission of the loan application Form 100A and accompanying documents. Furthermore, Mayor Jean Pilot, representing the town of Madisonville, is hereby given the power and authority to do all things necessary to implement, maintain, and amend and renew such documents relative to any such project. Mayor Jean Pilot is hereby authorized to submit a Lidacor match application for local matching funds for the Drinking Water Revolving Loan Fund program.
Just to give you an up-to-date on this request and this loan, Kyle, myself, and Deidre, along with our engineers and representatives from Lidacor, have met 4 times?
Every Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, so 4 different times. We've got the project in a motion to submit an application now that would actually drill a well and also elevate a water tower. The location of it has not been determined yet. It's being
I just
studied.
got all that back at like 5 o'clock, but I don't,
Okay.
I haven't even had the chance to look at it. They gave us two options and all
Okay.
that stuff, so.
Well,
that's-
the
that's
study
why
was done by Owen and White engineers, and that was paid for by the town. So we were waiting on that to submit that with the application. At this point, along with the application, it requires a resolution authorizing all the things that Ms. Boudreau read, giving me the permission to sign the application and submit the application. So if we're ready to move forward with that, I'll need a motion.
Can I ask a question first? When we met with Owen and White, their estimate on this fix for the water was about perhaps $3 million for the well and $3 million for the water tower. Is that correct?
We don't know. I mean, they were waiting.
And is it possible for us to ask them to come in and make a presentation on this plan that they have so that people can hear it? We can ask questions about it. Apparently, you just got it like an hour ago?
Yeah, but we have, all the legwork was done. We're waiting on a budgetary number to finish. This application has to be turned in by, I think, the end of the month. I don't think we have time to.
Yeah, I would like, well, that doesn't matter, but I would like Owen and White, because it's a major investment for the town. I would like Owen and White, it's also an issue we've discussed almost every month since I've been on the council, and this is our proposed solution. That needs to be discussed in public so people are aware of it, timeline, what it looks like, that sort of thing. I'd like Owen and White to be here to present that.
Well, with their recommendations, their findings.
I've got
we could-
a huge report,
Okay, we can-
pictures and.
And again, that may have been part of their contract. If not, we'll just have to ask them what it's going to, and we should do that. Yeah, we should do that.
This loan fund, how does that work? Paying it back?
So-
How much of it is grant, is there any of it?
We don't know yet.
So,
We don't know.
so, Mayor, if I
Go ahead.
That resolution's actually 2 in 1. One's for Lidacor and one's for the drinking loan revolving fund. The Lidacor, he combined it, the guy with
I see,
Lidacor.
yes,
We'd had to do
yes.
one. Lidacor is $1 million grant. And then the loan is 49% guaranteed, forgiven.
Forgiveness.
Up to 100%. And we won't know that until the applications and all go through.
It's forgiven over a period of time, I'm assuming, is that how that works?
Yeah, I mean, it could be forgiven by the time we get
No,
through.
there's a certain percentage of it that could be forgiven, the loan,
Immediately, or,
Immediately.
okay, I was just curious how that worked.
up to
Up to
100%.
100%.
So what are the terms
Okay.
of the not forgiven?
So Bianca and I had to go through this loan, and I don't know if it's in their checklist, and the more points you get, the more, I think, forgiven you are. So we were able to use our iron and manganese, some results we had, and that kind of threw us up because we had the amount of times we tested and the iron and the manganese was above a certain level. That helped us get through the age of things and stuff like that, so.
The amount of the loan, the interest on the loan, I'm not sure what, it was very low, but I'm not sure what it was.
10-year deal?
Oh, I hope
No,
it's a lot longer
I
than
think it's
that.
40. I think it was 40 years, or 20 or 40, it was interest rates were, 3 to 4%, I think, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I thought it was cheaper than that, but again, once we get the application submitted, once we get the numbers back, then we still have to make the decision to move forward with the loan. So it's not It's not a commitment that we're,
Okay, so this is really just an approval to move forward, but not to actually get the loan itself?
it's a
Okay.
resolution to submit,
Okay.
that the council is wanting to submit for the loan.
Does this also include new water line?
No, we have something in the application summary that will cover water lines that you'll be going over in a little bit.
Motion to adopt?
Yeah, I need a motion, please. Councilman Faison.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much. Okay, why don't you just stay there now, Kyle?
You guys close it out for us.
Monthly department reports, engineering. If you'll just review this.
First page, let's see, 1, 2, 3, FY '24 sanitary sewer. We've gotten some money from them before to do like camera work and some sewer investigative work. They reached out to BIA the other day and said they had project costs up to $350,000 that could be available for sewer plant.
That's not on the first page, is it?
Yeah, the fourth
Number
block.
4, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's in there.
So, me and her are gonna meet before the end of the month. I've got a couple of things there that need to be done, and she's gonna see what else, that might fit into this category. But this would be next year's budget. We just need to submit an application.
So again, this is something the Lake Pontchartrain Basin, we've received grants from them in the past, and this is some additional work on the sewer plant, correct, that you're going to be doing?
Yeah.
For this, okay.
The next one is we already talked about the $2 million, the sewer project. Go to the second page. So we've had better luck with capital outlays on smaller amount projects. So we pulled out a project for $500,000 to replace water mains.
So that one at the top of the page is a capital outlay request that we're making this year. Actually just going in now, it's $500,000, and that would be to replace water line.
Yeah, strictly water mains, nothing else.
Yeah.
Do we have locations chosen for that? No.
It's vague, so we want to do what was already talked about.
So that could be applied to the old Ponchatoula Highway then? Okay.
What's the difference between
Lines.
and lines?
Is the same thing interchangeable? Okay.
Yeah. Main.
You gotta speak in layman's terms, please.
What's it say on there? Mains, yeah, lines, mains, same.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if there was.
Next one is,
Can I say something about that, Kyle, before we move on? Because the mayor shared, I had some follow-up questions for David with Owen and White after Keith and I met with them and Kyle and the mayor, and he shared it with their responses with all of you. I don't know if you saw them or not. But when I asked them, what's the age, what's the expected life of our water lines and wells, during that meeting, they said something that I had heard for the first time, that our wells were old. And specifically, their response to me was that both the wells and the water lines are aged. At some point, they're going to fail. We don't know if that's 5 years or 15 years or 20 years down the road. They're roughly 70 years old, which is, they could last as much as 100 years. They mentioned that we know we need to replace them when they start breaking, and we haven't gotten to that point yet. But I imagine a water main break in town would necessitate a boil water advisory every time. Okay, yeah. I don't want us to get to that point. I really think that we need to be looking to the future. If the engineers are describing these as aged, this is a good first step, I think, but it is, under their analysis, about a $6 million project to actually replace every water line in town. So this would be roughly 1/12 of that. But I do think if we're successful getting this and maybe getting more, maybe we put money in, maybe over the next 10 or 15 years, maybe even 20, we might be in a position where we could actually start to replace the lines as well and get them all replaced.
Yeah, well, certainly this is identifying that as a priority, and we've been very successful with the legislatures asking for capital outlay improvement, and certainly that doesn't guarantee it, but to make a first step, and I think this is along with an investment that the town can continue to do, a good start to replace old lines.
I believe what David said was it would probably be a good idea to start designating funds for future administrations down the road, because there's going to be a time when a well goes out, probably in the next 30 years, like you said.
Well, and that's the loan. That's the loan idea, is a new well and an elevated tank.
And Louis, you asked a while ago about timeline on like a well on a tower. There's one well driller in the entire, so you just got to get in line, and it takes like a year, I think, to drill a well. So it's, yeah.
They actually said there were two, but they were arguing, so they're down to one.
Yeah, the other one doesn't. Yep.
You want to go with the next,
The
second
next-
thing on the page?
Yeah, the next one's the, you already covered that, the Light Core and the Drinking Water Fund. We already covered town park improvements. The last thing on this page was the Land and Water, who funded the park improvements, also said that they have monies available for other things, so they're looking into maybe funding the fishing pier down Lake Road. It's another avenue, instead of the wildlife and fisheries, they might be able to fund that project.
Is that under the fishing pier project? Or
Yes,
that's,
new.
okay,
If you look to the far right, she put it LWCF, it's a different.
got it, okay. But
funding.
that's the same, they funded the project above that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
They funded the splash pad, everything that was in the park.
Okay, got it.
The next capital outlay is the Water Street improvements. That number should be 1.5, not 1.9, because the sidewalks were pulled out of that. But that's to repave, restripe, whatever was on that plan for Water Street. It's going to be resubmitted. The next two, CREF and LGAP. Did you get that email today?
I did. We'll just have
We're
to,
having some issues with, they're lumping us in with the parish, and we've been fighting with them. This happened like three or 4 years ago.
we're just going to have to meet with HUD, I guess,
Yeah.
to clear that up. I'm sorry?
What's the issue? Not on this?
Well, there is the HUD appears to have put the town into a position where any of, either one of those applications would go to the parish and would be implemented to the town through the parish, and that is not what we wanted, that's not what we asked for, and the parish is in agreement. They're in agreement that we're not supposed to be. So it's just a matter of clearing that up. I want to discuss the next thing is the roof at the community center. If you look at it, and I want to bring your attention to two things. The $200,000 is a 25% match required. If you'll go to the second page, the first two things at the top, it says, we'll request exemption of the 25% match on both of those. That's what was on the request for the roof repairs at the community center. Well, when the grant was given, they did not approve the exemption. So we do have, I told Mr. Joe last month, if you remember, that I thought he was wrong on that. Well, he proved me I was wrong. So they did not approve the exemption, and we do have a match of 25% on that. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Is that match $50,000 or $67,000? The total project cost is $200,000.
The 60, it was 60, and I think it's a $7,000 amount we have to pay for, what is the
You have to pay
family
facility planning.
facility planning?
They
We have
did
to
it.
pay them $7,000.
They're the ones who
for-
manage the
they
grant while you
manage
spend
it.
it.
What's the other 10,000?
No, it's 67.
Right, 25% of 200 is 50.
It might be 17,000 there.
I don't know.
Their
It
part.
was on the application. Maybe it's 70, I don't know. But facility planning charges us to manage that grant. Go
All right, next thing is Pine Oaks Estates. Next Tuesday, I actually have to go to the parish council meeting to get that approved. They said it shouldn't be a problem, but I just got to go if there's any questions. Next is the Fifth Street water main. The main is tied in on one side. We have to tie, the tide water's has shut the contractor down. So once he's able to come back, he can tie in on the other side of Johnson, chlorinate it, test it. Once it's good, we can put it online, and we're going to start running the services to the residents on that street.
Any questions on any of that? Okay, Chief?
Good evening.
Okay.
We had a fair month, seemed like a crash month. We had one or two relatively serious accidents. Luckily, they were minor injuries, but they had the potential to be horrible. Henry returned to work. One of our officers, he had some issues going on, which with him being out, we've been down one officer since around May with some issues he had, and we was able to make it up with our part-time guy and additional hours we got, and kind of proud to say I don't think the sheriff's office, well, no, the sheriff's office has not worked a single shift. So we've been pretty, we all pulled together, Mike and I, some of our administrative duties got put to the side a little bit, but we was able to cover everything. We're still covering, so everything's going good. We're glad to have Henry back. He's been in and out. He's had some other issues, but he's been back at work pretty good. We've been preparing for the Wooden Boat Festival coming up. Obviously, we summoned assistance from other agencies, surrounding agencies, as they do with us when they have their own events. So we're going to be well staffed there. We should be pretty good, a little bit lower than what we normally would have. But being that the festival's in a full-block confined area, it simplifies it somewhat than what we had before, where we had to go from the ballpark to the museum to the riverfront. So it's going to be slightly better for that as far as the security goes. So we've been working with that one. Friday afternoon, school kids after school, every week it seems like we'll talk about that some months. And so finally, just on Friday afternoons, I literally just stop kids from going into the park. They can go into the park, they can't go to the play area. Every time you go down there, there's 15, 20 kids on one of them little swings. And I ain't got anything back from the parents yet. I figured I got me some backlash, and I still may get some. That's the way it's going to be. We pay good money for that park. It's an age-appropriate park, and we got junior high school students that's got 10, 12 kids on a swing that they're not designed for. So
They're allowed in the park.
they're allowed into the park, absolutely. They can go to the pavilion, they can go to the pavilion. They played soccer last week, but they're not going to the play area. We've been watching that for the last several weeks, and it seems to be working really well. We haven't had anything damaged. Knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but I have not gotten any lashback feedback on it, and if I do, I'm ready to defend my actions on that. We're not going to have them in there tearing up that park. So and it seems like Friday afternoon or any other day that they're out of school. If they get out of school on Wednesday for a holiday or whatever, we've been watching it. But We have an enormous amount of children and kids in this town, obviously on those days. So we've been watching that, and it seems to be working very, very well. We're also preparing for the Julie Mary J. Walker Mile. It's a 1 mile walk. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on the date. I think it's October 26th. I apologize, but I'm 90% sure that's when it is. It's a bunch of people dressed up in red high heels. I've almost kind of committed myself to do it. The lady kind of backed me in the corner. She's somewhat persistent. So your police chief may be walking down the road in red high heels. That will be a first, if anybody's wondering. Okay, I promise. And it probably will be a last if I don't break an ankle or break a leg. But it sounds like it's going to be a fun event. It's a fundraising event. And the Mandy Milkshakers, the lady with the Mandy Milkshakers is the one to organize it. It's going to be a band. It's going to be some music and alcohol, some food at the ballpark. They do a 1 mile walk. We're going to start on Water Street, go down to Naval Drive, circle back up, come back up St. Louis, make a left, go back to the park, and it's going to be exactly 1 mile. So it's going to be a fun day, I believe. It sounds like it's going to be pretty exciting. So we're ready for that one. The FOP, San Florida Police, maintains all the officers being shot and killed across the country. And I got this statistic probably a month ago, so it's actually outdated. The FOP reports as of probably a month ago, there's been 229 officers shot across the country, and there was 31 killed dead. I know the paperwork I got within the last 2 weeks, there's probably been 10 police officers killed across this nation. It's been a rough month, okay? So I'm not sure what the current number is, but I'm assuming there's probably closer to 250 police officers being killed so far this year across this country. And it's been, y'all watch the news, y'all seen the mass shootings that they've been having or whatever, and the fighting going on up north. So it's just a rough time to be a police officer right now. It really is. And it's several smaller communities where some of these shootings are occurring also. So that's concerning also. Let me just put the numbers out now, and I got one other thing I want to tell you about after that. Our 2024 traffic stops was 108. This year was 102. The citations in 24 was 145. Citations this year was 126. The warnings were 19 last year, 26 this year. The arrests is probably the biggest category. Last year we had 2. This year we had 12. For some reason, so last year had a boat launch down there. The vast majority of these arrests are all those kids at that boat launch tearing it up, and we're making 2 or 3 a night sometimes. I have no idea what the drawing card is there, but we've got some adults down there doing it also. Our accidents stayed 2 and 2 the same. One other thing, I'm going to sit down. A lady called us today. We got a brand new resident in town. She moved here from out of state. Her mother lives in a neighboring community. One of our officers actually being Ken Geeshaw responded to a medical emergency at her home the other day. She is a nurse. The child had a medical condition, a serious medical condition. Ken actually escorted her to the hospital. The license iron got her there quick. She called me today to tell me that if they would have not got there in a timely manner, the child would have died. She's a nurse, and she verified it with the doctor that she would have had to wrestle with the traffic, and in the time that it would have taken her to get there, the child definitely would not have survived and would have died. And I asked her tonight if I could share that story, and she said absolutely. I mean, she is brand new to our town. She actually gave me permission to use her name and address, which I'm not going to do that. But basically, we do not do that. No law enforcement entities across the country do escorts anymore. All right? I commend Ken. He's not here, but I commend him for making that decision, that split-second decision to escort that person to that hospital. And look, she was a straightforward kind of lady. She said, "Look, I'm a nurse. I've seen death. I've seen it. My child would be dead today if it would not be for that officer." So I'm gonna commend Ken. He comes back to work Friday night. We're gonna go over there and meet with her. But I know that sounds kind of not trivial, but I mean, it sounds like something we would just do. But for her to be that sure, and the doctors verifying that the child would not survive that night, I thought was really big. We made an arrest yesterday on the DWI, and we're seeing more and more, and I've spoken to my counterparts in other areas. We're seeing more DWI arrests during the days, a lot of times, than they see it at night now. And I don't know why. We were actually investigating a hit and run. When we determined who the vehicle was, we caught the vehicle on the roadway arrest them on that, and ended up being a DWI. We call it state police. State police can handle them because they're very time consuming, and they will take as many as you give them. So they came over. We had a trooper from Troop L come down, but for some reason we're seeing, or just in general, we're seeing more and more intoxicated or impaired drivers during the day than they are at night. I think it's as scary as hell. It really is, and just scares me to death. So that's pretty well all I got. Unless I got any comments or questions, I stand full.
I wanted to actually say
Yes,
thanks. We had some issues with people treating Main Street like a dragway a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of your officers, I don't know which one it was, responded so quickly, and I just appreciate that. We value you guys, and it means a lot to us, so
Well,
thank you.
and we appreciate it. Look, I explained to this lady, yes, she moved here from a very violent city. And I explained to her yesterday, as long as, which traffic is our greatest challenge, obviously, and we don't like that, but we're also not having the challenges that other communities are having around us. So her and I stayed on for a while, and look, she understood. She's a straightforward person. I love her already, but I told her traffic is our greatest challenge, and we're going to keep on maintaining that. So it's been up and down as far as the traffic enforcement. Sometimes you got good ones, and other times you can't write a ticket, which is fantastic. You can't make a stop. Other days you can't make them fast enough. It just depends on the mood they're in and what they're driving and what they're doing. But we've been seeing more. Highway 22 used to be our problem spot. Now we're all seeing Main Street coming in by the post office, coming in front of the Catholic Church. We're seeing that they're fixing to get spanked over there too. So I guess put it bluntly.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Back up, Kyle.
All right, gas system, 12 new customers last month. We finally started Silver Hills, the final phase out there. They've got, I think, around 3,000 feet laid so far. Next Monday, we'll be having a normal water flush, and the fire department will actually be finishing their fire rating flush at the same time. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, we have it scheduled for. Last thing I have, I think I covered everything else, is we received a grant last year from the state, right, for the machines?
Yes.
We
Last
purchased,
legislature.
we purchased, they delivered on Monday a new skid steer and a new excavator. And he actually called me earlier. We're sending our tractor to Texas to get a boom mower on it, so that way we can kind of manicure the stuff in between when the state cuts. So.
Any questions for maintenance? Thank you very much. Mr. Danner?
Okay, for this past month, I'll just rattle them off. Did a service contract for the building inspector, including legal research. Worked on an employee handbook, some research as to that. Review of the pyrotechnic contract for the July 4th event. Review of debris removal contract. Review of the municipal police letter that we recently received, finishing up the sign ordinance, a review of cooperative endeavor agreement with the parish concerning building inspections, continue with the town opioid litigation, of course, attendance at mayor's court, research concerning municipal parish operation of concession stands, and some speeding research, and of course the attendance at both the town council meeting and the committee meeting.
Any questions for legal department?
Just one. Stacy Domingue had earlier stated, made the allegation that her oak tree was damaged from the street side. I went and looked at it, and it's unhealthy on that side. There's like an obvious opening there. Is there any procedure for her? She's out alleging that something the town did damaged the tree. Is there any procedure that she could follow to request the town address that for her? I know we discussed the fact that the center of the tree is on her property, but if it was in fact damaged by something the town did with the sidewalks, with the road or whatever, What are your thoughts on that?
And my thoughts are that if in fact that was private property, okay, analogizing, it certainly, she wouldn't have a case, okay? Now, if it's public property and there's something special about that tree, maybe there's a law I'm not aware of, but the tree is infringing on public property, and in addition, it's a roadway, so I'm not sure, it depends on the nature of the source of the damage. But you cannot shut down the roadway, that's for sure. And it's just like if somebody has a tree on their property and their branches go onto your property, and you can, for some reason, you just can't utilize your property as you would otherwise, okay? The question is can the town utilize the street, okay, the right-of-way, which was there at the time, I guess the tree was planted. So it was planted. So it's an interesting and unique situation. Ordinarily, you usually have these issues that arise between neighbors. But if there's a right-of-way there, you can't have a tree on somebody's property which would in any way impede that right-of-way.
Yeah, well, the town has protected the tree. The tree to me looks like it's 100, maybe 200 years old just from the size of it. So I don't know how we'd go back and investigate who planted it. But I'm just asking, is there a procedure, whether it's Stacy or somebody else, that alleges the town did something to damage their property, to seek some restitution without having, to hire a lawyer or file a lawsuit, which I think would become more expensive?
Well, there is no procedure, okay? There's no procedure in any of our ordinances or anything else, and as a matter of law, I've never seen such a procedure, okay? Certainly not in state law, okay? And that's where most of the laws come from. Maybe I should interpret your question as to whether there's a cause of action that she has against the town for such damage. I don't think so, I just don't think so. Now, when there's a procedure, if she asks for some compensation, I'm not sure what she's asking for, money or something else, or repair, and if the town says yes, or they may be violating something, okay, violating the ethical duties of, the town not to pay for things that they shouldn't have to pay for. Okay, and you just can't pay for things when it's not legally obligated by the town. I mean, that's pretty a basic principle. So it's a very unique situation, and I can only analogize it with if it was private property, which in essence public property is private property with regard to those type of things. You cannot impede, okay, a right-of-way. So I'm not so familiar with the situation as to what part of the tree was damaged, how it was damaged, that type of thing. If it's her tree, it would be incumbent upon her to trim it. Okay, so maybe it's not damaged, but. So to answer your question, is no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Stacy Domain, 10318. First of all, this is ridiculous. It has not been planted by any person, just like all of the other trees in town, the one by Lady Martha's house, all the oak trees on the riverfront. Mother Nature took care of all of that when this was Coquilla, before Madisonville became Madisonville. So this idea is that this was a public roadway when this tree was there is no, it wasn't. My great-grandfather didn't acquire this property until the late 1895 when he started the house, and it was acquired from Theodore Deniger, who went around town acquiring all kinds of property, including the Deniger house. Now, I asked Peter Getz years ago, my mother asked him, she and I went to town meetings and asked him to put a no truck sign that they could go around the block. We can go on Rampart, Cedar, come on part of Renee, go to the cafeteria, go back. This was done repeatedly when the school was being renovated by Robert Ricks. He put up a sign on the website saying all of his construction material came on Rampart, Cedar, part of Renee, and the trucks went back on Cedar, Rampart, and out. None of them came down Renee. My mother and I had asked Peter Getz for a no truck sign. You have one on Pine, you have one on Morgan, that have been there for years and years and years. There is no truck allowed on Pine and Morgan. We asked for that because you can send a smaller truck. And we went to the school board meetings. School board meetings said the town is the authority for the streets. And the town decides what is legal and not legal on the streets. So when we had asked for a no truck sign, just like Pine and Morgan, we were denied that. And Robert Ricks even put up this enormous piece on the branch that a FedEx 18 highway wheeler came down. The young janitor at Madisonville Junior High told me, oh, it's okay, come on. I'm standing there saying, don't. And I am totally ignored by the janitor and by the driver, and here is this enormous piece on the branch, and that's the branch that is ripped totally off the tree and fell on top of the Federal Express Highway wheeler. And then we've had the garbage truck damage, pull off another limb, fell on top of the garbage truck, messed up all of the hydraulics. The garbage truck had to be towed away because the hydraulics were gone. So the school has to respond to the town. And therefore, you don't have to have an 18-wheeler to bring milk to the school. And if you have any large objects, I've seen the 18-wheelers come, pull in the parking lot, and hand a package that I could carry. That's the amount that was coming to the school. I know that the 18-wheelers do not leave the highway and go to Folsom. They don't leave the highway and go to Fifth Ward. They don't get off the highway and go to Honey Island School because it would be ridiculous. So the idea that a package that I could pick up and carry is delivered as one of many packages on the 18-wheeler, it can go to the depository just like all of the other ones do.
Thank you. We understand what's happened in the past. I was just trying to address, or the attorney was addressing the question that Councilman Olger asked about.
Right, and all of the damage is on the street side, not on mine.
Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Danner?
I don't have one for Mr. Danner, but I do have another one since we don't have our permits.
I'm sorry.
I was kind of expecting him to be here so I could ask, is he permanent now, the permits?
He's working from month to month right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'd asked you about his ability to do the floodplain management, and I wanted to ask him, so maybe we could notate this and ask him later this week. There was recently in Jefferson Parish, they were able to improve their community rating system rating from a 5 to a 3, and it saved residents about 35% on their flood insurance premiums. So my flood insurance premium, I believe, is $1,600 right now annually. That would save me $560 a year. Our current rating is a 10. I would very much like to see him participate in that program and see what we can do as a town to improve our rating, to save everybody some money every year. Is that something that we can look into with him?
Yeah, we certainly can question him about that as to,
Yeah.
you know, what we were doing, what we need to do. And again, we're also in communications, as Mr. Downer was saying, he's looking at an intergovernmental agreement with the parish, and for the parish to do the same work for us. So, and they certainly would be more familiar with that flood elevation requirements.
Right, it's the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program, I believe.
Okay.
Sorry, I had two tabs pulled up here reading it.
Yeah.
It was Stephen Marcus that brought this up with me, and I was like, man, 35%, and that's going from a 5 to a 3. If we went from a 10 to a 3,
Actually, Stephen has emailed, we've been back and forth with
Okay.
talking, that he may do some of this work for us himself.
but
Yeah.
whoever does it,
Yeah.
I would just like to see it done. I'd love to see everybody save $500 a year, you know?
Yes, yeah. I don't know what Al was doing or wasn't doing for us to be at, at a 10 or whatever.
How often is the rating?
I don't know.
Because if you look at all the homes that have been elevated, what would that?
Just,
Yeah, when you talk about who did what, years back, when Jules Chatelain was doing what Al was doing, Jules was told by FEMA that they didn't want anyone to live in a floodplain. So when you're dealing with people who have decided no one should live in a floodplain, that's why you have TIF. Because you're dealing with idiots.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Downer. Listen, it's come to my attention, and certainly I'm going to ask that the council amend the agenda. We had a public hearing tonight that should have been followed up with the two ordinances that were read and reviewed in the public hearing. It should have been on our agenda in new business, and there was an error omitted. So I'm going to ask the council to amend the agenda. It requires a 100% vote, so for the gas pump ordinance and also the camping ordinance. If
Motion to amend?
Yes, yeah. Councilwoman Faison made the motion to amend the agenda, seconded by Councilman Haddix. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, that they amended. So the public hearing was, well, let's take them one at a time on the gas pump ordinance. It was read to you in complete detail. Is there any further discussion or conversation necessary? If there's none, I'd like a motion on that to adopt that ordinance.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Councilman Dennis, seconded by Councilman Haddix. Would you do a roll call vote, Deidre, please?
Councilman Ogle,
Aye.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Haddix,
Yes.
Councilwoman Faison,
Yes.
Councilman Barnes.
Yes.
Second ordinance was the camping ordinance. Is there any further discussion necessary or to?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Me? Yeah, attorney. I was looking to see who did it.
There is a spelling correction on the second page where it says unapproved property. That should have been unimproved property.
I'm sorry, on what
Number-
page?
Page 2, under double I.
Trying to read your handwriting.
Not my, no handwriting there.
Unapproved, it should be what?
Unimproved, not
Unimproved.
unapproved.
Unimproved, all right.
So it's just
And that could be just a typographical error.
Right.
That's what I would,
exactly right.
that's what I assumed it would be, but thank you very much for catching that. Other than that change, is there any further discussion necessary on that? I'll need a motion, please.
Motion?
by Councilwoman Faison, second by Councilman Haddix. Do a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Ogle?
Aye.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Haddock?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faison?
Yes.
Councilman Bones?
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. We're at the, we're at the point for council comments. If there's no further what? Oh, the resolution wasn't voted on. Oh, shucks. Okay, that's in a minute, so we just need to vote on that. Okay. I thought that was done. It wasn't done in the middle?
We just talked about
Okay, I'm sorry. The resolution needs to be made and approved. I thought you approved it, didn't?
I thought I made a motion. Yeah, there was a motion and a second, but there was no vote.
Ah,
we just need to vote.
thank you very much. Would you do a roll call vote on that?
Yes, sir. Councilman Ogle?
Aye.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Haddock?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faison?
Yes.
Councilman Bones?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So we'll go into the council comments. Councilman Ogle?
I have a couple of, first of all, just looking at the calendar through the end of the year, our November and December committee meetings are the night before Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. Should we move those meetings?
You have no meetings in November and December because of Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Also, I had a conversation with Jennifer Bushnell, who's with the Mosquito Abatement District, and she has offered to come speak possibly at our next committee meeting to share some information about the mosquito issues we've been having in town, as well as the funding of the Mosquito Abatement District as well. Does anybody have any objection to us having her come speak?
No? No, do we put her on the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Or you want to get her to confirm that?
And also...
That's right. Which one? Do we put her on the agenda, or does she need to confirm that she's going to be here next month?
I'll confirm with her first, and
Okay,
I'll
would you
send you an
just
email. Right,
Just
Deidre.
let Deidre know. Okay.
Also, I wanted to share with everyone an email that I received from Clay Madden, who is the mayor of Mandeville. Yeah, Mayor of Mandeville. In our discussions about the salary survey, Mandeville has brought up a lot, including their own budget situation. So I had seen that in the news, and I wanted to reach out to him, kind of find out what their process was, because they also used SSA consultants to do a salary survey for all of their town positions. And the front is my email to him. The back, I just want to point out a couple of things. He wrote, I became mayor of Mandeville in 2020. Our salary survey was done a year later in 2021. I would not have done anything different during that time period, as many of our positions were below market, and we were having trouble hiring at the entry-level positions in both our police and public works departments. The raises given and adjustments to the pay scale seem to fix all of our problems with hiring, morale, and efficiency. Related to their budget issues, this was his response. Despite any political rumors, there is currently nothing wrong with the City of Mandeville's budget. We are flush with cash and have healthy fund balances in all of our funds. He went on to also say that they've actually re-engaged SSA consultants to do another salary survey and are considering a few new positions in that paragraph as well. So that's what I received from him, I guess it was yesterday. So I just wanted to share that, earlier today maybe. I just wanted to share that with everyone here.
Yes, I received this also from him today. I think it was. Okay. Anything else?
One other thing, related to the salary, the new pay scale. I presented an accounting of a couple of options with implementing that pay scale a month ago. At our committee meeting, I presented a narrative of how we might implement it in a measured way. And I was kind of expecting it to be on the agenda tonight so that we could vote on it. So I would ask that proposal, and any other proposal perhaps the other council members may have, be put on the agenda for our next council meeting in November.
I think it's on the agenda for the committee meeting for, for additional comments or discussion or whatever. But certainly, it'll be there for us to continue to discuss at our committee meeting.
Right, but it has to be on the council meeting for us to actually take some vote and action on it.
True, if we get to that position, certainly it'll be on the council meeting, on the council agenda. Is that it? Councilman Dennis?
No.
Councilman Haddix?
No, sir.
Councilwoman Faison? Councilman Balance?
Yeah, two things, Mayor. First, I would assume I'm speaking for everybody up here. What Officer Ken did, exceptional job, exceptional instincts, right? I think it's something we talked about in the safety committee meeting before this meeting, that is typically something that's not practiced in law enforcement due to the liability issues, but obviously he had amazing instincts and saved that young child's life. So I think on behalf of all of us, I want to express our gratitude and appreciation. Yeah, I've heard me talk about this before in the past. Deidre, I am a strong advocate for the Miracle League program that we have here on the North Shore. It's something that's near and dear to me. It takes a ton of volunteers, a ton of people to make this thing happen. We have an amazing program. One of the fundraisers that we're doing right now, I shared it on Kristen's site, the Downtown Residents. I'm going to reshare it on that site as well as Laura's site so it can be shared. All I'm asking is that you would please share this, like it, send it out. We're doing a fundraiser right now. 100% of the proceeds go straight to the Miracle League program. We're raffling off 3 items this year. One is our very own Kate Anderson autographed LSU jersey. The second item is a Paul Skeens autographed Pittsburgh Pirates jersey, and probably the biggest winner is going to be this one. We actually have a guitar, an acoustic guitar that's been signed by Taylor Swift. So we think we've kind of met a lot of genres out there. There's simple ways to do it. I've got tickets with me. They're $20 a piece, and you buy a ticket based on what item you want in the raffle. So if you want Taylor Swift, you buy a ticket for Taylor. You will only be put up against the Taylor Swift people. Same thing with Skeens, same thing with Anderson. You can go online. It's being done electronically. You can do it via our link. And we will also be set up this Sunday at the Beer Fest in Mandeville. I encourage you to come out. The proceeds, once again, from that festival are going to Miracle League. We'll have a booth set up with all 3 items there. And we'll also be set up at the Wooden Boat Festival. So just get the word out. It's a great program. It's mind-boggling. If you come out, every year it grows. The number of this, I guess you would say, non-typical athletes that get to participate and live out their dreams, it's touching to watch. So anyway, I just want to share that. I'm going to put it back out on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook guy. I've been off of it for a while. But I'll jump back on, put the post, share it if you would, and just look for any support that we can get to help these amazing young athletes that we have in our surrounding neighborhoods. Thank you.
I did have one more thing, I'm sorry. I just remembered. A family lost a family member on Main Street this week. I just would like to ask everybody to keep the Robo-Show family in your prayers. It's very unexpected and very sad, so that's it.
Yes, very much so, yeah. The only comment that I have from the mayor's office is one that's going to address a request that Stacy had brought to us a couple of months ago, I guess, and that was she requested no parking on which street is that? I'm off. Renee. On Renee Street, and the chief brought me back pictures this week, and we discussed it at length as far as what we could initially do and what we're going to do. We're going to put up no parking signs all along Renee Street from Cedar to Covington Highway on the north side of the street. So on one side of the street, there'll be no parking at all. And certainly that, what we want to do is we want to get the word out to the school to make sure everyone, because we certainly don't want to just ticket people just to be ticketing them. We want to give them as much notice and that as we can. We have a challenge to where we're going to put the signs, and we're not sure where we're going to be able to put them, whether we're going to have to ask to put them on the property owner's fence, or if we can find a location, but that'll be something that Kyle and the chief will work out, but we have made a decision based on their review and research, and we're going to install those signs within a short period of time.
I'm happy to share that in the parents group as well, since I'm already in there, just to help spread awareness to
On
them.
the north side
Yeah.
of Renee.
Got it.
Yeah, okay,
And thank you to Stacy for bringing that to our attention.
yes. Okay, if no other business, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
By Councilman Dennis,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Faison, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you very much. No, I'll do it now.